It's your boy, Mr. CJU, Mr. Credit Consultant. You see me in my CJU gear dripping. Yeah, man. Make sure y'all catch some of this merch coming soon. And what I want to let y'all know is we're going to make learning about credit and business fun and cool because we are cool. And I just want to let y'all know that, hey, man, you don't have to be something you're not or somebody you're not just to learn this game just like I did. You can learn this knowledge, apply it, and be successful at it. You don't have to change who you are, man. We're going to have a good time learning about this credit and business. So what we're going to talk about today is something that is very important that I get a lot of questions about. Is how to properly pay your credit card bills so that it can positively affect your credit score. Okay? So the first thing we got to know is the difference between your due date and your statement date. Okay? So how many people know the difference between those two? Raise your hand. How many people know? How many people actually know what their statement date is on their current credit card? How many people know that? That's a big deal. So I'll go ahead and explain it now. If you don't know, it's okay. If you stay on to the whole video, watch the full video, I give you a bonus to CJU way on how you can finesse the credit bureaus with your strategies, the proper way to do it. So let's go into it. The definitions, okay? A due date on your credit card. That is the date that you need to pay your balance to avoid a late payment, okay? And you need to know that you need to at least make the minimum amount on that payment, and then you'll be good, okay? So we understand what the due date is. Now the statement date is usually about 4, 5, 6 days after the due date, okay? So the statement date is whatever balance is left over after the due date that you didn't pay, or just whatever it is, that's what's going to get reported to the credit bureau. That's why that statement date is important that a lot of people don't know about. And you got to go in and look at either you got an app or when they send you the mail, you got to go in and find that statement date because that is very important. That's what's getting reported to the credit bureau. So I get so many people say, hey man, I paid my credit card bill, and I got to wait till it updated. It just ain't updated yet. You know, and you know, the utilization is high, but they paid the balance off in full, and they get no love from the credit bureaus, and they trying to figure out why. That's because you don't understand statement date and why it's very important just as much as the due date. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick an example so you can understand why we're gonna do it. The legit way, CJU way, man, the real cool way. So check this out. Check this out. Let me get my markers together. Okay. So let's say card number 1. Let's just use card number 1. Okay. Let's say you got a credit limit of $1,000. Okay. Let's say you got a balance of, let's say, $400. Okay. Let's say your minimum payment is $50. Let's just say $50. Let's do some easy numbers, right? Okay. Now your due date on this card, let's say it's the 1st. Let's say the 1st. Okay. Now your statement date, let's say, is the 6th. The 6th of the month, right? So you got this is an example we want to use. So let's say the first hit, you got $400 on you, and you like, man, I ain't trying to buck that fool. I ain't trying to buck that fool's amount, man. I'm trying to hang on to this $400. I ain't really trying to buck it. I'm gonna go and pay that minimum amount, man. It just be good, which is cool. You can do that if you want to do that. So you make the $50 payment, right? So now you take 50 from the 400. Now your new balance is $350, right? So if you let that $350 and you don't make any more payments, when the 6th hit, what's gonna get reported to the credit bureau? The $350. Right? So with $1,000 credit limit, with a $350 balance getting reported to the credit bureau, you're aware, what is that math? We at 35%, right? You're at 35%. Now, it's not terribly bad, but we know what the average is. Y'all watch the last videos and you can get some information on this credit game. You know you need to be under what? 30% utilization. So if you're at 35, you're already 5% over. You want to be a little lower than that. You know, so now you're at 35%. That's what's getting reported to the credit bureaus. That's where your credit kind of is okay, it's average, it's iffy or whatever. So you want to do better than that. And there's a way you can do it. So let's say you do it the proper way, CJU way. Let's just say, what you do right here. Let's just say the first come back around, but you do it the right way. Before this, let's say you listen and you pay the full balance. You pay the full 400. Go ahead and take it out your pocket. Because remember, like I told y'all, stop acting like when you pay your balance off the full with your credit card, the money is going to disappear. No, it's just back on the card. These are revolving accounts. You can use it again. So let's say that you do it the CJU way, the right way. Now you're the first hit and you pay it off, so you got the balance of $0. You know. So the 60 we drop down, 0 again. Cool. 400 gone in your pockets and tight, but you done paid it off. So when the 6 hit, the credit bureau gonna see $0. So what's gonna happen to your utilization? It does what? Go down. So when your utilization goes down, what happens to your credit score? Goes up. Because that's what the credit bureau's gonna see. Like, oh, he paid himself in food. Perfect. Now, this is what we telling you, the CJU way. Guess what happened with the 7 hit? This is what I get excited about. We know how to use you get to run it up. This is my favorite one. When the 7 hit, and you know your pockets say you still need that 400, you go ahead and run it back up. The 7th hit, the credit bureaus think it's a 0, but you can run that amount back up to 400. What you need. But according to the credit bureau, it's 0, so you're good. So basically what you did is you pulled a finesse move, put $400 balance back on the credit card, and the credit bureaus don't even know. Credit bureaus don't even know. You got them. Now, let's say you need cash or something like that. Okay, cool. There's ways to turn credit into cash. Slide it right over. It's all good. So with this quick strategy of understanding your due date and your payment date, you just saved your credit score and allowed it to go increase, and then you really didn't hurt yourself in your pockets because you still got access to the money.